What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and man, oh man, talk about unexpected. I don't think anybody saw this one coming. What I'm going to be sharing with you in today's video, I would love to get your thoughts on, because I'm going to be sharing with you something that's unfolded, which I think maybe people expected, but the way that it came about, I don't think anybody saw coming. This is your stimulus check update and your stimulus package update. Now, if you've been taking a look at the news, you've been seeing all these articles rolling out. Take a look at this one. Biden infrastructure deal on shaky ground as the blame game begins. And what we're hearing is, yes, that bipartisan bill that we were hoping would hit the Senate floor today and be ready for review and hopefully voting, it's not quite ready yet. And we're hearing that things are maybe falling apart, that they're not coming to an agreement, which I think pretty much we could have expected that, right? There's more articles coming out. Last minute partisan disputes threaten infrastructure accord. Here's another one. Bipartisan infrastructure talks in dire state ahead of a pivotal week. And here's another one. We're actually going to be hearing from the White House their response from this. Infrastructure talks face new trouble as pressure mounts. But here's the kicker that I don't think anybody saw coming, and that is we're hearing that a major contribution possibly to this falling apart is coming from none other than former President Donald Trump. Take a look. Trump warns GOP on infrastructure deal. Don't let radical left play you. I would love to get your guys' thoughts on this. Now, we're not really sure how much this has been a part of these talks kind of going backwards, but take a look at this. Here's a quote that came out in this article that just came out a little while ago. Republicans, don't let the radical left play you for weak fools and losers. President Donald Trump continues. So you guys, we're hearing right now that talks are being held up. Now keep in mind the fact that even if this bipartisan infrastructure bill falls apart, we've heard Democrats say that they will go ahead and take the traditional infrastructure, this first portion, and roll it into the second portion and pass it through reconciliation. But we will see. I'll be sure to let you guys know whatever unfolds. But at the moment, things are kind of on rocky ground with this bipartisan deal. So I'm going to dive into these articles. We're going to be looking at the video footage of what we heard today from the White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki on this, as well as they're actually optimistic, saying they think that we can get something done here. So I'm going to dive right in, get you caught up on the latest as to what's unfolding. Once again, would love to hear your thoughts on this. And also, before we dive in though, don't forget, smash that like button. Just takes a second. I would really appreciate it. Helps out the channel a ton. And also share this out if you think it's going to help out other people. Now, in addition to that, if this is your first time here, don't forget, hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and you can come join the viewing community, come and join the RAM fam, and I'll keep you up to date on everything that's unfolding right now with infrastructure, stimulus, Congress, the economy, unemployment, anything having to do with money. That's what I like to talk about here. And also, if you got any specific questions for me, be sure to shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. And today, I'm going to be going live on Instagram at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And if you want to talk to me face-to-face in real time, live on Instagram, go ahead and join me. I'm going to be at SteveRam3. I'm going to be going live on Instagram. But with that being said, you guys, let's go ahead and dive right in. I'm going to get you caught up on the latest as to what's unfolding today with infrastructure and stimulus and where things stand with the current talks. All right, you guys, so let's go ahead and dive into this article from the Associated Press that just came out 55 minutes from the time of this recording. And as always, link in the description below so you can follow along with me and see for yourself that I'm not just making random stuff up. Now, the article says infrastructure talks face new trouble as pressure mounts. And the article says senators, they ran into new problems on Monday, today, as they raced to seal a bipartisan infrastructure deal, with pressure mounting on all sides to show progress on President Joe Biden's top priority. Now, heading into a make or break week, serious roadblocks remain. Disputes have surfaced over how much money should go to public transit and water projects, and other disagreements over spending and wage requirements for highways, broadband, and other areas remain unresolved, as well as whether to take unspent pandemic relief money to help pay for the infrastructure. Now, Democrats and the White House sent a fresh global offer to resolve remaining issues, but it was rebuffed earlier Monday by Republicans as discouraging, a setback for a hoped-for deal. Now, Biden, asked about the outlook, told reporters at the White House that he remained optimistic about reaching a compromise. So even though this is unfolding, the White House is still optimistic. And White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said, "We are encouraged as we've reached the final issue that need to be worked out and are confident about the path forward." Now, let's go ahead and take a look at that interview that we saw today from White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki as she responded to questions on the progress or the lack thereof on the infrastructure talks.
From our health and medical experts. Go ahead.
I have two questions. On infrastructure, there's a pretty robust blame game already going on this morning over the...
Tis the season.
over the negotiations going awry. So I'm wondering if the White House is concerned that the negotiators will not finalize a deal soon, and how much time is President Biden willing to give these negotiators, considering we're on a pretty tight timetable?
Well, as is normal in the end stages of big negotiations, there are some outstanding issues. Democrats made an offer that was designed to resolve each of these outstanding issues, which involve proposed compromises on our part and theirs. As we always are at this point in the negotiations, we're in close touch with Republicans and Democrats on the Hill about this, and we remain confident, I should say, about reaching an agreement. And we're also interested in any Republican counteroffers. So I would say this is to be expected. We always know that there is some wrangling at the end of a process. I would tell you also that White House staff and negotiators worked through the weekend. As I think many of you know, the president worked the phones all weekend and is continuing to. We're encouraged as we reach the final issues that need to be worked out and are confident about the path forward. So yes, time is not endless. We are certainly on a timeline here, and we will work closely with Leader Schumer to get it done.
Do you want to see something this week?
Well, I think we've certainly conveyed, and again, Leader Schumer has conveyed the need to move forward, and we are optimistic about the progress and focused on steadily moving forward, and we continue to see progress being made each day.
Well, there you guys have it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, as we heard her say that they are optimistic that they can still get this done, and that President Joe Biden, he was working the phones, he's calling people, trying to bring things together. Now, in addition to that, reading on in the article, it says, adding to the mix. Former President Donald Trump issued a statement Monday disparaging Senate Republicans for even dealing with the Democrats on infrastructure, though it's unclear what influence he had. So we're hearing this, but we're not sure how much of an impact it actually had. But we are seeing articles come out like this. Take a look, link in the description below if you'd like to read it for yourself, and it says, Trump warns GOP on infrastructure deal, don't let the radical left play you. And this just came out today. It says former President Donald Trump on Monday, today, he warned Republicans about being played as losers by Democrats during the bipartisan infrastructure negotiations as senators rush to reach a deal this week. Senate Republicans are being absolutely savaged by Democrats on the so-called bipartisan infrastructure bill. Mitch McConnell and his small group of rhinos, and rhinos, if you don't know, stands for Republicans in name only, so they don't take a strong stance for their Republican beliefs, wants nothing more than to get a deal done at any cost to prove that they can work with the, quote, radical left Democrats, Trump said in an email statement. So some pretty strong words against Mitch McConnell and the Republican Party. It is important to him that he is agreeing to almost anything. Don't do the infrastructure deal. Wait until after we get proper election results in 2022 or otherwise and regain a strong negotiating stance. Republicans, don't let the radical left play you for weak fools and losers, he continued. So former President Donald Trump stepping in and saying that Republicans, they're taking a weak stance and they're just trying to agree to anything to get something done, and they are pretty much getting savaged, was his exact words, in these negotiations. Now, talks to seal a deal continued over the weekend after the Senate Republicans defeated a procedural vote brought by Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer that would have allowed the debates to continue for the $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill. And as you recall, that was Wednesday of last week. And we heard something was going to be brought today, but now we're hearing things have fallen apart. And we're hearing that this might have been a contributing factor to it as well. But we're not really sure how much of an impact this actually had, but you saw what was said. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Well, there you have it, and I am expecting that we're going to be hearing a lot more news coming out on this, as we are pretty much in the final weeks before the Senate and the House are going to be leaving on their August recess, and they're not going to be returning until mid-September. And we heard them say they want to get this done before they go on recess, so that way when they get back in September, they can go ahead and pass these bills into law and provide more infrastructure funding and more stimulus for people. So I'll be sure to keep you up to date as more information rolls out. And as always, you guys, thank you so much for joining me here on the channel. And remember, tonight, 7 Central Standard Time or 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'm going to be going live on Instagram at SteveRam3. And if you got any specific questions you want to ask me face to face, if it's easier to talk, you can go ahead and do so at Instagram. So go ahead and join me there also. Don't forget, if you made it this far and you haven't already, smash that like button. Come and join the viewing community. Hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. And remember, videos 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Monday through Friday, guaranteed, and also random videos throughout the day as news breaks. But with that being said, you guys, hope this reaches you well. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.